I think you know that what is the load balancing, all of you. Are you comfortable with the load balancer concept? All of you? Yeah. So in AWS we call it elastic load balancers. Okay. So elastic load balancing automatically distribute incoming application traffic across multiple Amazon EC2 instances. It enables you to achieve fault tolerance in your application seamlessly, providing the required amount of load balancing capacity needed to route application traffic. Okay, so here elastic load balancer has certain characteristics. Let's understand that. Distribute traffic across multiple EC2 instances. So that is the one thing, and in a multiple availability zone also. Remember, so you have a region and then you have a ASIS. And this, if you have one server in one ASIS, second server in the second ASIS, load balancer can load balance both the server across the edges. Are you understanding the statement? All of you? Hello? Okay, let me show you the image. It will be easier. See here. Look at this here. There is a two ASIS, availability zone 1 and availability zone 2. So it's not like load balancer will balance the server only from the one ASIS. It can can you see my cursor? The where I am hovering. This is my load balancer. This is the DNS server and this is the end user. So this is the load balancer. So load balancer can balance the server across the edges, which is what I was talking about. Got it? Yeah. So here now load balancer support health check to detect unhealthy Amazon EC2 instances. That means a load balancer will balance only the instance which is good in health. Okay, so the checking is done by load balancer. Now support the routing and load balancing of HTTP, HTTPS, SSL, TCP traffic to EC2 instances. That means load balancing routing is done based on HTTP, HTTPS, SSL, and TCP. It enables you to achieve fault tolerance in your application seamlessly, providing the required amount of load balancing capacity needed to route your application traffic. Now, distribute traffic across multiple EC2 in multiple availability zones, support health check to detect the unhealthy Amazon EC2 instances, support all these things which we discussed. Okay, now this is the simple architecture of EB. So look at this here, you have a load balancer, and here you have a two availability zone, and then you have a multiple instances in each subnet. So what is subnet? We'll discuss in the networking session, not now, but here you can see that this image is very simple to understand, right? Yeah. Now you see that here one more image, same thing. When you create architecture for running your applications, what do you do? So look at this here. So end user will hit the route 53. From the route 53, you will traffic to the load balancer. Load balancer, you will send the traffic to the virtual machines EC2 instance, and from the EC2 instance, you can send the traffic to the database. This is a very simple architecture. Okay. Now auto scaling group will work well. Look at this. Auto scaling group will depends on the CPU utilization and RAM utilizations. It can increase the 4 server to let's say 5, 6, 7, and 8, or it can also reduce from 8 to 7, 6, 5, or 4. Okay, so auto scaling group you will create on EC2 instance, and load balancer you will create to balance the list of servers on it. So this is one architecture which you can understand. Okay, so here next one, you look at this here one more time. This is a little elaborated one. Here we have only one layer of virtual machines, and then backend we have. But here you have 2 layers of it. Look at this. So here users are hitting to the external load balancer. So the external load balancer is balancing in this image two virtual machines, two EC2 instance. It can be front end like Apache or Nginx, and then Apache is hitting. I mean, the Apache virtual machine or Nginx virtual machine is hitting to the internal ELB, and again that's where that app server is there, application is running. Are you able to understand this? All of you? All of you? Hello? Hello? Guys, am I audible? Yeah. Okay. So yes, what are the features of load balancers? We discuss about it more or less. It is very good for the high fault tolerance, better load distribution. It is secure also. You don't have to give access to the EC2 instance. Highly available and better cost management. So all these features which you have when you create a load balancer. Okay. So this is the high fault tolerance. You see that. Uh, so look at this here. The first image right now, you have four machines, and out of one machine is not healthy. So in the second image, what load balancer have done it? They removed that unhealthy machines. They added a new machines automatically, and that addition has happened through the auto scaling group. Okay, so and then after that they got a four machines, healthy machines, and this is a high fault tolerance. Are you able to understand this? Okay, again, simple thing. Uh, how you plan a better load distributions. This is the application load balancer. Now there's a two kind of load balancer, three kind of in fact, but right now we are discussing only two. So here is the one. Look at my screen here. So this is the old screen, by the way. This is the old because they keep changing the website all the time. So here, if you look at this in AWS, what are the types of load balancers? So here we have a one type which is called a classic load balancer. This classic load balancer is the load balancer which is they are offering from last so many years. And after that, they not replace, they brought it one more load balancer that's called application load balancer, and then network load balancer. By the way, classic load balancer support HTTP, HTTPS, and TCP load balancer, whereas the network load balancer only support TCP, and application load balancer support HTTP and HTTPS. There is a gateway load balancer also is there, which I'll show you during the demo. Okay. Yes. So application load balancer is basically a rule based actually. So rule based load balancers are basically in that case that the VMs, the one which you are load balancing, has to be running with some application over web like HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, so that way it can do the load balancing based on the rules. Network load balancing will do the TCP. TCP means port number. So a port number, it can be any TCP port number. It can be 80, 90, 200, 2000, or any application you can run, web based or non web based also, that it can help you. Okay. uh, Network load balancer, I'll put it in this way. See here. Anyways, I'll show you the demo. Let's first understand this. This is the one VM, and this is the one VM. Okay. These are two VMs. Now let's say this you are running at 80 port, and 80 port. Let's say you are running any application for the sake of HTTP only you are running. Now 80 port is one of the TCP port actually, network port, correct? TCP port, correct? Now here this load balancer which you will do to load balance is a network load balancer, because this is a TCP port. Understood? Now, when I'm talking about second one, which is ALB, application load balancer. So application load balancer, what will happen is, understand this. They have a multiple rules, actually, rule-based load balancing. Rule-based load balancing means what? So if you get something like this is a rule-based, I'm just telling you. If you come www, or let's put it up. If you come DevOpsSchool.com/path1, and here DevOpsSchool.com path2. This is the HTTP. This is the request path. Okay, it can be HTTP DevOpsSchool.com path1. Now here, what you will say here, this is a rule. You will write a rule. If the request header, there's one concept called request header. When you type www.google.com, google.com will become a header actually. So if the request header is this one, then transfer to some network load balancer, something like this. Or if you get a request for this, transfer to different network load balancer. So this is the ALB, which works on HTTP header. This load balancer, the one which I said, which works on the port number. Port number, it can be any port number. It can be database port number. It can be application HTTP port number, Tomcat port number, Apache, and all stuff like that. Make sense? I'll discuss in detail while doing it. So these rules and all, I'll show you that one in some time. So yeah, so these are the three one, but we have one more which recently got introduced. So like that. So here you see that classic and applications. Now classic load balancer characteristics. Before that, let me show you, so you'll get little comfortable with that. So you have to go to here and click on the load balancers. Okay. And here I don't have any load balancer. I'm working in Ohio and create a load balancer. Now, by the way, a load balancer is not a free service. It's a paid service. Okay. And I think this image is a perfect image. You correlate that what is an application, what is a network, and what is a gateway. So right now, I was showing you three, right? One is application, one is a network, and one is classic, which is hidden here somewhere. Okay, so classic supports all actually TCP, SSL, and HTTPS. But applications one which support only HTTP, and network load balancer supports only TCP, UDP, and TLS. So this is the one, and this is another one, gateway load balancer is being used. So here you can go and create a load balancer. So now let's know some of the characteristics before we go and create. So classic load balancer, which is a region-wide load balancer, can be used externally, internally, and externally, both actually. Externally means what? Internally means what? I'll put it in this way. You can use you can expose this load balancer to the whole world also, and or you can keep it limited to this load balancer to BPC also within a network. Now, what is a BPC? I have not discussed. Maybe some of you, if you have idea, that's wonderful. Now, this load balancer works on the layer 4 and layer 7. So what is a layer 4 and layer 7? Anyone have idea? Layer 4 and layer 7? Have you studied this Afternet DP application, presentation, physical, and all stuff like that? This OSI model in networking? Hello? See, this we might have. I think probably because of work and all, you might have forgotten. But this is a main question in any engineering test. OSI model. See, correct now? Afternet DP. I call it Afternet DP, application, presentation, session, transport, network, data, and physical. Okay, so in this year, layer 3 and layer 4 means transportation and network layer. Okay, so this is the on which this load balancer is working. Layer 4, so layer 4 and layer 7. So layer 4 means here is transport, and 7 means applications. 1, 2, 3, 4 transport and application. So application layer means HTTP and all, and transport means TCP, network layer and all. So like that. Are you able to understand this? Yeah. So now you can in this load balancer, you can also get SSL termination and processing. Cookie based sticky session is also allowed. Integrate with auto scaling, you can do that, and health check using the CloudWatch, which is there. By the way, this you can integrate with the Route 53 also, which is a DNS services. Okay. Now this supports 25 SMTP 8443 HTTP and all this UDP port which you can see on the screen. Does not support EIP, TCP port, sorry, not UDP. Does not support EIP, elastic IP address, support domain zone apex, and support IPv4 and IPv6. Integrate with the CloudTrail. CloudTrail is a logging services on AWS for log security analysis. Multiple SSL certificate require multiple ELBs. Wildcard certificates are supported. So certificate if you buy for the any domain, here if you have a multiple ELBs, then you require the multiple SSL certificate for it. Now this is the layer 4, layer 7 which I talked about it, and here. So yes, you see that here, simple one. This is the classic one, and this is the also classic one. So here you have a 2 load balancers and load balancing the across this. So why we have a 2? Because if one get failed, then another one will be working all the time. Health check, the one which you see that is a domain services, Route 53. Here across the region also. So there is one region. This is how you, this is up to you how you design the fault tolerance. So if you have a fault tolerance only within a one region, then you can have a 2 edges to a load balancer. If you want to design across the region, then 2 region, 2 load balancer, and across the 2 availability zone, you can design. So this is up to you how you design. Okay, so this all the design stuff. Our end goal is to set up something like this, which I'll show you over the period of time. So slowly we are going towards that. So look at this here, this image. So end goal is to set up this one. Okay, so now configuring the classic load balancer. So what I'm doing right now, demo. Please understand this. Guys, are you able to see my screen, right? Okay, you have to look at it very carefully because you have to do that. So guys, here I have one instance, and this is the Linux, and I have logged in it. Now this is a password Rajesh123 if I remember correctly. Oh, sorry, I think I'm changed the IP address, so I have to use different IP address, which is here. Rajesh123. Okay, guys. Now what I'm doing right now, sudo apt get install Apache 2. Okay, I'm installing Apache 2, and I'm starting it. That's all. I'm not doing anything great. I'm just installing the Apache 2 and I'm starting it. And systemctl sudo systemctl start Apache 2. This is the command. Now can I check that whether it's running or not? Apache. So here Apache is running. Can I see that curl HTTP localhost and HTTP? There is a problem. So now it's running. So now I need 2 machines to load balance. So what I'm going to do, I have created one machine where I have installed the Apache 80 port, and Windows I have not installed anything. That means it's a wrong things. That means it's not be a part of the load balancer, but still I'm adding it because it's not a healthy one. Are you understanding this scenario? All of you? Okay, so now I'll go ahead and create a load balancer. So guys, here I will go ahead and create a load balancer. Now I'll go for the classic one. Now, if you learn this one, it will be easy for you to create an application and network also. Okay, so create, though classic one is a costly actually. Okay, and here this I'll name it Rajesh. This load balancer is a paid services, mind it. Now here you decide whether it should be the inside one or external one. So here where you want to create it. So right now guys, here you have a VPC. Okay, so whatever it is coming default, please select it. Now what is the VPC? What is the significance of it? What is the subnet? And many things we need to discuss, but not today, tomorrow. Okay, now here you want to create an internal one. So if you check this one, I'll not be able to access from outside, but which I don't want. I want to access from outside. So I'll just let it be. And now which port? So this is the load balancer port 80, and this is the instance port, which is a TCP port 80. Okay, here you see that which are the protocols supported. So here you see that TCP is also there, SSL also there, HTTPS is also there, and HTTP also there. Okay, so any of this you can do that. So here right now HTTP 80 port, and now I'll just select which subnet. So I'll let it be all this default and add it blindly. Right now subnet you don't know, but I'm asking you to select everything. What is subnet? We'll discuss tomorrow. And next, assign security groups. Now security groups is the same security groups, guys, which you have used in the EC2 instance. You can create one security group from the load balancer, but right now I'm okay with it. I'll go for the Rajesh. And next. Now you can read all this option. Next, health check. This health check basically will help load balancer to use the services which is of CloudWatch and to do the health check whether the node is healthy or not, and all this thing you can do that. So this, if you want to modify, see that what is the minimum. So minimum is 5 seconds here. This is I think 1 second, 2 seconds. So here, just I don't have patience. Now here, this is the file. You should be having it, index.html. And do you have the file or not? Let me check actually, because I run the Apache, but I did not check that file. So can I check this? So where is this my here? So index.html and is there. Okay. So next. And what is this instance you want to run? So one is good, one is not good. Tag it, this load balancer with Rajesh LB, and review and create. Okay, very simple one. So here I created it. Now you need to have a little bit of patience actually. It will take some time to come. So see here, this is the load balancer, your A record. That means if you hit in this browser, it should transfer the traffic to the one of the instance which is healthy. And this is the type is classic. You can migrate to the application or network, whatever it is. Instance, you have two. Right now, if you see the status, both are out of service. Why? Because right now the health check has not done. So health check will be done and then it will do the work. Health check is set like this. Listeners, you have this one. Okay. And monitoring is enabled. This is the CloudWatch. Okay. And let's see that you have to wait for it till it's coming in service. Okay. So are you understanding now how to create a load balancer? Right now I showed you classic load balancer. All of you? All of you? Okay, just wait for a few seconds. हाँ बोलो. So we have to wait for a little few more seconds till this check is done. Any questions meanwhile? Any questions, guys? Anyone have? See, status is still 0 out of 2. And it should be 1 out of, I should expect 1 in service. 1 is okay. Here, 80 port. You can also meanwhile check that whether the IP address is accessible or not. So here what I'm doing right now, I'm putting in this one and /index.html. And here if you see that it's not accessible. So I got to know like this is the reason it got stuck. So what could be the reason for it? So first of all, I'll check that whether the services is up or not. So here, if I see HTTP curl HTTP dot localhost and index.html. Are you able to see my screen, guys? Yeah, so it's working now. So here I can access the server. I mean, Apache is running, but I cannot access from outside. So what could be the reason for it? Port number where I can open security group. Mind it, it's a network security. Okay, so please remember that there's a firewall also at the system level also sometime. System level firewall, which you know that. Here, this one is a network security group, network firewall. Okay, so see here, 22 port is open. Some RDP port is open, but 80 port is not open. So I have to open up. So I'll just go for HTTP port. Where is that? It should be here. And then save. Here and save rules. Done. Now can I refresh it? See here. Now it's accessible. Now I should expect here. Now I should expect here this load balancers here and health check instances should be coming now in the end service. Okay. Now I'll teach you how do we create a network load balancer. Okay. That is also very flat. Just let it come at least one in service. So I'll show you the load balancing feature. One is wrong, one is right. Remember that. See here, one has come, which is Linux, which is coming in service, out of service. Now, here if you go to the description, and here you see 1 out of 2 instance is in service. That means second instance, because the health check is not completed, properly. So right now it cannot load balance. So only 2 is added, but only 1 is load balances. Can I try load balancer now? Remember that I'm not hitting the IP address of instance, but I'm hitting the load balancer. My load balancer is running on which port? Anyone remember that? 80 port. Correct now? See that here, guys. Listener, see here, 80 port. Okay, so I'm hitting that. Now, guys, one more thing. I'm hitting the load balancer. I'm getting immediately. Depends on that. You may get after some time also, 5-10 minutes also. Depends on your ISPs and all. Okay, so mine is little fast. Not sure why, but I remember in the last flat where I was using some different internet. So at that time, this was not coming immediately. It was used to take 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So depends on your load balance, DNS servers. Internet service provider. Okay, so this is done. So this is load balancing. Now you want to see that load balancing feature. So you have to do one thing. You have to run these two instances, create one blue screen and one green screen, something like that. And then you can run like that. So you can just, if first time you refresh, you'll come blue screen. Second time if you refresh, it should come red or something like that. So you have to have these changes in the application server. Are you understanding now? Okay, guys. Now I'm going to show you, same time, I'm going to show another load balancer. By the way, I will delete this because the paid services, why to waste money unnecessarily? So delete it. Done. Now, can I create a new load balancer this time? But this time I'm going to create a network load balancer. Guys, this is a very good image actually. Recently they have updated. Okay. And here they have all this information on which they will load balance. So they can do the load balance on any TCP port or UDP port or TLS. Remember, it's a network port. Here it's applications. Here it's a network. Mind it. Create. Here they're asking to create a load balancer for Rajesh, and here NLB, N for network, L load balancer. Now internet facing or internal one? Of course internet facing because I want to access from outside. And then IPv4. Here VPC, let's go with the default only. So now what is the VPC? I need to discuss this one, but for time being, all subnets select for it. Okay, why you are selecting all the subnets? We need to discuss, but right now you have to select and listener port of load balancer and forwarding to where. So forwarding to here where. So guys, here in the network load balancing, forwarding can be done to the network group actually, target group, which I have not created, So yes, I could have created a target group on which the load balancing will happen, or I can create here also. Okay, so let me create here, and it's a new window has been taken, and same place it will take me. And here, by the way, if you want to go again below the network, below the load balancing, this feature was there. Target group, which whether you want instance or IP address or lambda function or application load balancer here. Okay, what you want to load balance. So right now I'll just keep it simple, instances. And here, what is the instance port number? 80. VPC default. Health check, I'll enable it based on the HTTP. Health check HTTP, why? Because I'm running an Apache server. It can be TCP, it can be HTTPS also. The path, it should be index.html. Okay, and done. By the way, group name I have not given. So Rajesh, group name. Okay, and done. So guys, I created one, and I will select this instance here, and test B also I'll select. And here, I'm going to include two instances I included and create this. So this is a target group of the instance I created. Okay, two machines I added. Port number for both instances is 80, where one is not running. And here I come and refresh, and here I'll see this, and now create a load balancer. Simple. So here view load balancer. Now here same thing. You see the listeners, 80 port, monitoring, integrated services. If you want to see the on which port, which is your machines, which is a part of it. So here you have to see that target group, the one which I created. Where you can see the target group here. Look at this. And here, monitoring is done. These are the targets. These are the two targets. See, initial means still checking. Monitoring is enabled for this. And you see that healthy 0, target total unhealthy 0. That means not run the check. It will take some time. Health check has been done or not. So it will tell you and done. Now, if you go to this place, load balancers, and here, this is your load balancer. Okay, understood now, guys, all of you?
Hello everyone, if you would like to access the remaining videos of this playlist of 50 plus more tools which are coming under DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, DataOps, GitOps, etc. Kindly become our channel members by clicking on the joining button. You would have access to hundreds of playlists and 1000s of videos lifetime access with this membership. Enjoy.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.